Hi, Tashidalai. I hope you are doing well. And we shall continue with where we have stopped yesterday. We are trying to understand this chapter 6, the karma and its result. So in general, the Sanskrit term karma, it stands for action or lay, actions of your body, speech and mind. And each of our actions, whether it's good or bad, carries consequences. So if you have implemented a good cause, then definitely you will experience good results. And if you have involved in non-virtuous or bad action or bad cause, then obviously you will be able to experience the suffering or the unpleasant consequences. So this is very clear. What happens to a person happens because they cause it with their own actions. So whether it's good or bad. So sometimes people misunderstand karma. Sometimes they think that karma is something that is unchangeable at all. But no, even though if you have created karma, and you can also, apply antidotes. You can do purification parts with genuine kind of mindset of regret of what you have done in the past. So if you have that kind of genuine regret in yourself, then that karma can be purified because you are applying the antidotes. It's like if you are pain, then you really feel the pain, and then you don't want to, you really want to get rid of that pain, and you really regret the cause of that pain that you have applied in the past, and then you don't really want to do it again. So this kind of feeling, genuine feeling of regret, is very helpful in the practice of purification. So this is very important. And and sometimes also people misunderstand this karma. Sometimes they think this karma is an revenge. It is not revenge at all. What does revenge means? Revenge means that you want to harm someone because that person has harmed you in the past. So that's called revenge. But here, karma isn't like that. Karma is that whatever action you have involved, carries the consequences. It can be good, it can be bad, both sides. So if you have applied good cause, good action, then obviously you will experience good results, happiness, pleasure, harmonious, blissful, joyful. So this is not revenge at all. This is what uh, it is as a result of the action that you have created. So therefore, each of our actions, whether good or bad, carries the consequences. And this karma should understand both cause and effect, not only the cause, also the effect or the result. Okay. So we are held responsible for our own actions. So therefore, by understanding this, then we should avoid uh, bad actions because we don't want to experience suffering. And instead of that, we should involve applying, engaging in good action so that we will be able to experience good results. For example, if you want to experience a happy and healthy life of human or God realm, then you should apply the 10 virtuous act in this lifetime. So therefore, you'll be able to experience those kind of pleasure and pleasant and pleasure consequences. So this is how we try to understand the karma. And since we do not want to suffer at all, no one wants to suffer at all, so we should, avoid or purify those actions that are the cause for the suffering of samsara. So it's very clear, actually, it is very, very clear. So therefore, we're trying to focus how many different types of karmas are there, what are their primary characteristics, and how does this karma really works, what are, how many different types of actions are there, and how many different types of results are there that one will experience. So both good and bad results, good and bad cause, and good and bad results. So this is what is known as karma, the law of karma, cause and effect or result. So to present this chapter, the chapter 6, the karma and its result, this comes from the fourth topic, that is the method. Method is the instructions of the spiritual masters. So these are the method how we can, apply virtuous act in order to experience happiness, permanent happiness and joyfulness, harmony, peaceful. And these are also method how to avoid, how to purify those actions of non-virtuous act of body, speech and mind, so that one can be free, one can be free themselves from the suffering of samsara. They can free themselves from the experiencing of the suffering of lower realms of animal, hungry ghosts, and hell realm that we studied before. So that is why it is important to understand how does this karma cause and effect really works. So in order to present this particular chapter number 6, karma and its result, GAMPOPA mentioned 6 different types of topic. So these 6 different type of topic really comprises the teachings on karma and its result. So the first of these 6 is the classifications of karma. We now know that there are 3 different types of classifications of karma: non-virtuous karma and its result, virtuous karma and its result, and karma of unshakable meditative concentration. So we have studied non-virtuous karma and its results and virtuous karma and its results yesterday. So today we are going to study the third type of karma, that is known as the karma of unshakable meditative concentration. Okay, and so this is the first class topic, that is the classifications of different types of karma. And second is the particular characteristic of each of these classifications of karma. Then we have this third one is ascriptions of karma. If you have created karma, you will be able to experience the result, not others. So it's very, you owe your own karma. No one else owes your karma. And then we have this strict result, meaning that if you have created good karma, you will experience good results. If you have created bad karma, you will experience bad results. It's very strict. There's no fooling of the karma and result. Then we have this increase of from the small cause. That means that sometimes even the application, even the karma, the cause is very small, but it has the capacity or the power to be able to mature the results in the greater way, in the greater sense. So that is known as the increase from the small cause. And then finally we have this inevitability. So the karma cannot be lost. Karma cannot be avoided. It is not evitable. It is, even though if you cannot really experience these results in this life or next life, but then that doesn't mean that that karma has been removed or disappeared, until and unless if you have applied antidote. If you have applied antidote to that karma, that will be different case. But if you have not applied any antidote to that karma, then it will slowly in the future, when these cause and conditions are right, it will mature, it will ripen. So that's known as the karma of inevitability. So these are the 6 points that GAMPOPA talks in his this topic of karma and its result. So we are now trying to understand the different primary characteristics of these 3 karma. And so the third one is known as the karma of unshakable meditative concentration. So I'll read and we try to, before we do that, I forgot. I'm forgetting now. Before we do, we need to recite brevish prayers and try to generate bodhicitta, thinking that I'm listening these teachings so that in the future, by these instructions, I'll be able to purify myself from the suffering of samsara, and I can also lead all sentient beings to nirvana or perfect Buddhahood. Sangye Jodon Zogye Jonam La Jangjo Bardo Dane Gyab Son Je Dage Jingso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjere Sangye Dobara Sho Sangye Jodon Zogye Jonam La Jangjo Bardo Dane Gyab Son Je Dage Jingso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjere Sangye Dobara Sho Sangye Jodon Zogye Jonam La Jangjo Bardo Dane Gyab Son Je Dage Jingso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjere Sangye Dobara Sho Sangye Jodon Zogye Jonam La Jangjo Bardo Dane Gyab Son Je Dage Jingso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjere Sangye Dobara Sho Semjen Damjen Dewa Dan Deve Gyodan Dembara Gyoje Dongan Dan Dongan Ge Gyodan Dawa Gyoje Dongan Mebe Dewa Damba Dan Medawa Gyoje Giren Jadan Yidan Dove Nanyon Jembo La Nebara Gyoje Semjen Damjen Dewa Dan Deve Gyodan Dembara Gyoje Dongan Dan Dongan Ge Gyodan Dawa Gyoje Dongan Mebe Dewa Damba Dan Medawa Gyoje Giren Jadan Yidan Dove Nanyon Jembo La Nebara Gyoje Semjen Damjen Dewa Dan Deve Gyodan Dembara Gyoje Dongan Dan Dongan Ge Gyodan Dawa Gyoje Dongan Mebe Dewa Damba Dan Medawa Gyoje Giren Jadan Yidan Dove Nanyon Jembo La Nebara Gyoje Omen Jege Yinge Bodan Na Desum Sangye Gunge Ngoye Rangsim Chukro Ngui Sum Den Zemba Zawe Lame Shabla Ngui Chai. Okay, so today we are going to understand this special karma, which is known as the karma and result of unshakable meditative concentration, and this particular is the cause for the result of the meditative concentrations in Rupa Dhatu, the God realms in Rupa Dhatu, or the sometimes translated as the form God realm of Rupa Dhatu. And then also this is the cause for the result of the 4 different types of ayatanas in the Arupa Dhatu, or the formless God realm. Remember, we have in Buddhist cosmology, we talk about 3 different types of world. First, Kama Dhatu, or desire world, which is inclusive of 6 different realms. Then we have the second world as Rupa Dhatu, or the you can also call it the heavens of the God with form. And then we have this third world, which is known as Arupa Dhatu, or the heavens of the God without form. They only sustains with the consciousness, ayatanas. So there are 3 different types of world, and we understood what are the causes for the desire realm, Kama Dhatu, of the 6 realms. So generally speaking, particularly there are many details, and as I mentioned a few days back, that in order to understand very specific and detailed and particular karma cause and effect, it's very hard. You have to enlighten yourself. You have to become Buddha yourself in order to understand all these details of the karma cause and effect. But generally, roughly speaking, there are 10 virtues as the main cause for the experiencing of the 3 higher realm, that is known as human realm, demigod realm, and God realms. And then we have this 10 non-virtuous act as the main cause for experiencing the suffering of 3 lower realms: animal realm, hungry ghost realm, and hell realm. So that the non-virtuous act and the virtuous act, or the non-virtuous cause and virtuous cause, are the actions are the main cause for experiencing the results of 6 realms in desire realm or Kama Dhatu. Now today we are going to understand what are the cause for one to attain the two other world, that is the Rupa Dhatu and Arupa Dhatu. Okay, so this particular cause the karma and result of unshakable meditative concentration. So the to label this cause, how to understand this cause, the name given to this cause is known as unshakable meditative concentration. And why it is called unshakable, meaning that it is very certain, specific, one-to-one, one cause, one result, definite. It's a very definite, that one will be experiencing the result if one applies the cause, one-to-one. So this here the cause and effect will be directly linked to one another. And of course, this has to base on virtues. So there's no non-virtuous act here. It cannot be. So we need to have the base of virtuous act, particularly the one-pointed mind of virtuous act, or sometimes it's known as one-pointed virtuous mind. So in order to apply this cause, one has to have the base as the 10 virtuous act. So on top of that, one can do more further virtuous act of one-pointed mind, one-pointed virtuous mind, and sit and meditate. So there are different levels of meditative concentration. Each one of them is greater than the another one. So there's like first meditative concentration, second meditative concentration, third meditative concentration, fourth meditative concentration. So there are 4 different meditative concentrations in Rupa Dhatu. Then followed by another 4 ayatanas, still considered as meditative concentration, but very light and very advanced meditative concentrations, which are later on will study how these different types of ayatanas work. So I'll try to read the paragraph. Karma and results of the unshakable meditative concentration. The cause and result. The cause. By practicing the cause, which is known as the meditative concentrations of equipoise. So the cause here is the meditative concentration of equipoise. And by practicing that cause, one will experience the result as one will obtain the result born of meditative concentration. So one will experience the result that is born from the meditative concentration. Okay, so these are all mental things. The meditative concentrations of equipoise has 8 preparatory steps, 8 level of actual meditative concentration, and 1 special meditative concentration. So we have to understand this first. The cause itself can be different types of. You can categorize the cause itself. The cause for experiencing the meditative concentrations of Rupa Dhatu, the 4 different types of meditative concentration of Rupa Dhatu. So in order to experience these 4 different types of meditative concentration in Rupa Dhatu, one has to apply the cause for that. And this cause has two different categories, 2 main different categories. One is known as the preparatory steps, and the another one's actual applying of the actual cause. And then there's one special meditative concentration, that's special cause for attainment of the great Brahma, the god of great Brahma. So there are actually 8 preparatory, because we have 8 stages, 4 meditative concentration in Rupa Dhatu and another 4 ayatanas in Arupa Dhatu. So that makes 8, right? So each of those practice, in order to practice each of those causes, we need to have first preparation for all those. And this here preparation doesn't mean that preparing things, external things like, for example, when we want to go to some holiday, for example, so we have to make preparations, and we have to make sure that we have enough luggages, enough clothes, enough warm clothes if you're going to Himalayas and all. and buying tickets and organizing your holiday plans and all. But here it doesn't need external preparation, but it is internal preparation, meditative concentration. It's also within the meditative concentration. There are preparatory steps, and then the actual implementations of cause, and then the result. So here three levels. First, preparatory stage, then actual applications of the cause or implementations of the cause, then we will experience the result. So these three steps. Okay, so these are the cause. And then we have result. Now we're talking about what are the results of those 8 preparatory steps and 8 main cause of meditative concentration. What if you apply this 8 preparatory step and 8 actual meditative concentration as cause, what one will experience as a result? And that's what this is talking about here. Result born from meditative concentration. What are the results born from this kind of meditative concentration? The result refers to the 17 realms within the form God realm and 4 within the formless God realm. So we have, after practicing these meditative concentrations, 8 preparatory step and 8 actual step applications of the cause, then one will experience the result. 17 different heavens of Rupa Dhatu and another 4 ayatanas of Arava Dhatu. So total we can have experience 21 types of heavens, or 21 result that we can experience. 17 in Rupa Dhatu and 4 in Arava Dhatu. So what are those 17 results that GAMPOPA is talking about? So I'll just read this out. So if you want to find, you can Google, but I can at least read the name out for you now. So each of in each of the meditative concentration, by applying each the meditative concentration in Rupa Dhatu, as I mentioned earlier, there are 4 meditative concentrations. So after applying each meditative concentration, each will have different results. So there are 3 results that one can experience by applying the first meditative concentration. And what are they? They are known as the by practicing that meditation, that will lead us to achieve the result of Brahma variety, number 1, then Brahma's retinue, number 2, and then the great Brahma itself. So these 3 heavens of Rupa Dhatu. And second, by practicing the second type of meditative concentration with preparatory step, one will experience the results of the heaven of lesser light, limitless light, and radiant lights. So these 3 heavens of the from practicing the second type of meditative concentration. Then we have after practicing the third meditative concentration, then we'll experience the results of in the heavens of known as lesser virtue, limitless virtue, and vast virtue. And then finally, by applying the fourth meditative concentration, one will experience the result which is known as these heavens of without cloud, born from merit, and great reward. So these are the different names of these different types of heavens. So after practicing each of these meditative concentration, you will experience 3 different types of heaven. You will be born in 3 different types of heavens of Rupa Dhatu. So each will have 3, 3, 3. That will make 12 heavens, and another 5 pure heavens. So on top of 12 heavens, there's another 5 different types of pure heavens, which are known as not great, without pain, excellent appearances, clear perceptions, and highest realm. So these are the label of those, the name of those different types of heavens, all the 17 heavens of Rupa Dhatu. So the last 5, pure heavens are known as the pure land or pure heavens for the noble beings, not the ordinary beings, but the noble beings. So noble beings also do practice these four different types of meditative concentration, and they will be able to, attain the 5 pure realms within Rupa Dhatu as well. So when they practice, meditative concentration, sometimes they, jump from ordinary level into noble level, and then from noble level to again they go back to ordinary level of their meditative concentration. So it is kind of practice, a training how they can really train jumping up and coming back to normal. So it's known as sometimes from defiled state of mind into undefiled state of mind, and from undefiled state of mind and again falling into defiled state of mind. So switching their meditative concentration it's a practice, it's a training. So therefore we have these 5 pure heavens as well, so which total makes 17 different types of heavens. So these are the results of the practicing the 4 different type of meditative concentration and its preparatory step as well in the Rupa Dhatu. Okay, so we'll try to understand more. Hence, the cause and result will be directly related to one another. In general, they all are based on 10 virtues. So this is very important. They have to base on 10 virtues. Okay, now there's a particular explanation of different type of concentration, 4 different type of concentrations of Rupa Dhatu. So I'll read this out for you first. First concentration, practicing meditations on the uninterrupted path of proficient preparations constitutes the projective cause of the first concentration. And practicing meditation on the conceptual mind and subtly discursive mind, joyful and blissful samadhi constitutes the completion of the actual achievement of the first concentration, which leads to the birth as a god in the Brahma realm. The Brahma realm, there are 3 different types of heavens or realm in known as Brahma, right? The Brahma variety, Brahma's retinue, and Great Brahma. So these are the results one can achieve by practicing the first meditative concentration. So here, when GAMPOPA says uninterrupted path of proficient preparation, that means that when they prepare, during the preparation step, they meditate, they meditate without any disturbance, uninterruptedly. That means that they are very diligent and they never stop. And they don't let any other thoughts come into your one pointness meditative concentration. So that's why your preparations are very constant. And because of that, preparations are very, very strong as a base, then you'll be able to apply the actual cause of meditative concentration, which have this very slight mental state of mind, mental, perceptions, maybe mental, very light, not as a gross consciousness, not as a gross thought, but a very subtle thought, subtle mental discursive subtle discursive mind, and joyful and blissful samadhi, not as the god in Rupa Dhatu, Karma Dhatu, or not like us. Our mental, our mind are very gross. We stick. We have very strong thoughts that are appearing in our mind while we do meditation. But for them, since their practice, their practice are very advanced in meditation, so they don't have this gross kind of mental thoughts. They are very subtle, discursive thoughts. So in other words, I'll try to explain this in different way. So the first level of meditative concentration begins with practicing the ejection and the comprehensible preparatory stage of meditation without obstruction. which means that they do practice ejection, meaning that when they see the fault of the gods of Kamadhatu, and then therefore they want to, avoid, or they want to eject that, and then they see the quality of the gods in Rupa Dhatu. So they compare, and then when they see those meditative concentrations of Rupa Dhatu are more superior, and then the that of the Kama Dhatu, god of Kama Dhatu, then they want to promote themselves by practicing the unobstructable, or what you call uninterrupted meditative concentration, and then they apply the main cause of meditation with very strong motivation. And that is why it is known as the deep concentration there. It's involvement of deep concentration. And what happens then by applying this meditative concentration, then as a result, the actual achievement of the first meditative concentrations dissolves the gross appearances and mental factors. And then it has only very subtle discursive thoughts, reflection, joy, and bliss. So when they practice meditation, they have this feeling of sensations of joy and blissful, very, very pleasant experience of meditative from the meditative concentration. So this is what they practice there. So followed by, then when this, after some times, they see the faults of that level again, and then they see the superior or better quality of the meditative concentrations of the second level. Meditative concentration, second meditative concentration are greater and more peaceful, more superior than the first type of meditative concentration. So this is how they upgrade themselves. This is how they progress or promote themselves to different stages of meditative concentration. Okay. So in second meditative concentration, so I'll read this out first from the text. Second meditative concentration, practicing meditation on the uninterrupted path of preparation constitutes the projective cause of the second concentration. So similar way, abandoning the conceptual mind. So here, when they see the gods in this realm, when they see the faults of what they are holding, the thoughts, conceptual mind, and subtle discursive mind, when they also see this as a fault, and they see the meditative concentrations or the result of the second level of meditative concentration are more subtle and more peaceful and more superior. So they eject their own level, and then they want to promote themselves to another stage. That's the second stage of meditative concentration. So this is how they progress and promote their meditative concentrations internally. So abandoning the conceptual mind and the subtle discursive mind, and practicing meditation in the joyful and blissful samadhi, so they have already ejected the conceptual mind and subtle discursive mind, and then what they only practice is joyful and bliss here. So they practice joyful and bliss, and then that will give the results of the actual achievement of second concentration, which then leads to the birth as a god of the second concentration in the god realm, which are known as the lesser light, limitless light, and radiant lights. These are the different heavens, as I spoke earlier, of the Rupa Dhatu, heavens of Rupa Dhatu. So likewise, in a similar way, then what happens is next is that likewise the projective cause and the preparations are applied in the same way to the remaining two concentrations as well. So this second meditative concentration, the God in these second meditative concentrations has only experience of joy and bliss in their meditation. They have ejected the conceptual thought and subtle discursive mind of reflection. mental reflection. So the thought concentration, abandoning joy. So there, so again they see when they reach there, after sometimes they see the fault of having, the joyful in their self. So attachment to the joy, attachment to the joyful state of mind of that concentration. So they see all this is also as a fault. And then they eject this joyfulness and they will only remain in the blissfulness state of mind. So this is how they progress again here. Abandoning joy and practicing meditation on the blissful samadhi constitutes the completion of the actual achievement of the thought concentration, which leads the bird as a god of the thought concentration in the god realm, which are known as lesser virtue, limitless virtue, and vast virtue. Another three types of heavens of the Rupa Dhatu. Okay, so here in this third meditative concentration has only the bliss experience of meditative concentration, and joy has been ejected because they see the fault of joy, and then they only stay in the state of blissfulness, meditative concentration so much. So as you can now see, it's getting more subtle, right? More light. And slowly when they reach the four ayatanas of Arupa Dhatu, then it's more like, space, more like consciousness only. There's no what you call conceptual thoughts at all. There's no discursive mental state. It's very, very light. It's getting, lighter and lighter every time. So this is how they can, eject those faults that they see. Obviously, it is very good progress, but then if you attach to joyful state of mind, if you attach to blissful state of mind for a long time, then that is also a problem, right? Remember, attachment is not good at all the time. Attachment, we have to free ourselves from the attachment, even though that is virtuous act, like this kind of meditative concentration. If it is attached so much with the experience of joy, experience of blissfulness, then it is also an obstacle of to the perfect enlightenment. Okay, so the fourth concentration, practicing meditations on the samadhi that abandons all of these three, conceptual mind, subtle discursive mind, joy, and blissful. So in this stage, when you reach the fourth type of meditative concentration, there you eject everything. You eject discursive thought, conceptual mind, joy, and blissful, because at there, you're upgrading yourself. So every time you see the fault, like even in the blissful state of mind, and by having that kind of attachment to the blissful state of mind is also an obstacle. So they realize this, and then they eject all these things. So here it says, and this practicing meditative on the samadhi that abandons the conceptual mind, the subtle discursive mind, joy, and the bliss constitutes the completions of the actual achievement of the fourth concentration, which leads the bird as the god of fourth concentration in the god realm, which are known as without cloud, born from merit, and great reward. So these are another different type of heavens of the Rupa Dhatu. Okay. So they have reached all these four different type of meditative concentration, and they have witnessed the results of those as being born in different heavens of the Rupa Dhatu. And then next is then again they want to progress their meditative concentration state of mind. They want to promote themselves furthermore, and that is the achievement of four another different types of ayatanas in Arupa Dhatu. Okay, so see, you are promoting yourself from all. You want to be free from all these three different type of samsara, three different world. First, you have completed abandoning of the kama dhatu, desire realm, with practice of the 10 virtuous act, and then you reach the Rupa Dhatu. Based on that 10 virtuous act, then you reach the level of Rupa Dhatu with the help of preparatory step and the actual meditative concentration, then you witness the results as the different heavens of the Rupa Dhatu. And each time they progress, they promote themselves, they see the first achievement of there was, faulty, and then they want to promote themselves. They see the realizations of above level are more superior, and then they wish to attain that level, and they do meditative concentration and deeply, uninterruptedly, one-pointedly. So they're very, very diligent here. They don't waste any time. They're always meditating and try to, develop internal strength, try to develop their meditative concentration. So this is how they progress. And then slowly, after reaching the fourth meditative concentration, again, they want to leave Rupa Dhatu world, the world of Rupa Dhatu. And then they want to, upgrade themselves into the world of Arupa Dhatu. So after if they are able to accomplish of abandoning all the negative and faulty things of Arupa Dhatu, then this is how they purify themselves from the suffering of all three worlds. They free themselves from the suffering of Kama Dhatu, they free themselves from the suffering of Rupa Dhatu, and they free themselves from the suffering of Arupa Dhatu. So once when one are able to free from the suffering of all these three worlds, then you are free from samsara. Samsara is inclusive of these three worlds, not only Kama Dhatu, okay? Because we only think of samsara as 6 realms, but there are more, another 3 additional 2 worlds are known as Rupa Dhatu and Arupa Dhatu. So once you're able to purify the negative and the faulty state of mind of all these 3 different worlds, then you are free from suffering of samsara. Okay, now we understand the next progress of attainment of the 4 ayatanas of the Arupa Dhatu. After renouncing, okay, so again, when they want to promote themselves into the state of ayatanas of Arupa Dhatu, then they see the faulty state of 4th meditative concentration. So they want to renounce that. So it says, after renouncing the 4 meditative concentrations of Rupa Dhatu, the next stage is called limitless space. So the practitioner, progress themselves, and then they see things as everything as like space, not solid, no discursive thoughts or reflections of any kind. So they, practice. By practicing that, so they practice everything as a limitless space. So practicing that, one will be born in the God realm of infinite space ayatana. So this is the first ayatana of the Arupa Dhatu. So there, since they don't have form, so they don't have heavens. They only rely on mental, meditative concentration. They don't have this form just like us. That's why it's known as Arupa Dhatu, no form, formless, God of formless realm. So here, so this first ayatana is labeled as infinite space ayatana. So what is ayatana first? So we need to understand what ayatana is a Sanskrit term. Ayatana is based on which mental process depends, or point of reference, because they don't have physical form. And here activity of the 5 senses is suspended. So the exclusively mental reference is experienced as infinite, like space and so forth. So the next is then when they experience everything is like space, then slowly they can promote themselves to the next level, which is known as the infinite consciousness ayatana. So here it says renouncing earlier, which is practice of thinking everything as a space. So renouncing that, one promotes themselves to the result, themselves in the experience of result in the state of limitless consciousness. And they, they project this as everything is as like limitless consciousness. So by that projection in their mind, then by practicing that, one will be born in the God realm of the infinite consciousness ayatana. First, they project this in their mind, everything's like consciousness. But when they really attain this state of ayatana, then they don't have any projections. Okay, so I have to make this clear. And then slowly again they renounce the earlier one. So renouncing that everything's like limitless consciousness, then it will resolve them into the God of state of nothingness. Here, by practicing everything is as nothingness, then one will be born in the God realm of nothingness ayatana, the third ayatanas of Arupa Dhatu. And again, furthermore, in order to promote themselves to the higher level of realization, so renouncing that everything is like nothingness ayatana, that results the practicing that results in the being born in the state of neither perception nor non-perception. So this level is the fourth level or the fourth ayatana of Arupa Dhatu. And why it is so called neither perception nor not perception is because that the there are very little perceptions, although there is no clear perception. So that is why there is not there is also not none. So it's very, very, very tiny, very subtle. So you can really differentiate whether there's a perception present or not. So that's why it's labeled as the neither perception nor non-perception level. It is very, very hard to understand this state of mind. So it labeled as no perception nor non-perception ayatana. So by that projection in mind, by practicing that, one will be able to born in the God realm of neither perception nor non-perception ayatanas of Arupa Dhatu. So this is how they upgrade themselves. Okay. So next, GAMPOPA says, what kind of path is that called born from renunciation or renouncing that? So earlier we heard the renouncing first step, renouncing second step. What does that really mean? Why it is called renouncement? So here GAMPOPA says this means that they reject the lower level and thus becoming free from attachment. So they renounce the earlier achievement and then they free themselves from that kind of attachment to that attainment, and to to progress and to promote themselves, to go furthermore. So it's very good that you should not hold in one thing. If you think this is good, something like in your meditative state of mind, your experience in the meditation, if you feel so comfortable and so joyful when you meditate, then if you try to hold to that, then you are stuck there. You cannot progress. You just stuck there. It is good, but then it is not the best because it will obstruct you from experiencing of the more superior and subtle level of experiences. So therefore, when it says by renouncing that, that means that they see the faulty of that. They don't want to attach there. So if you do not attach to something, then it's very free, it's open, so you can progress. You can expand your realization. So even in the virtuous act, you should not attach. And for non-virtuous act, obviously not at all. Even in the virtuous act, attachment is the obstacle. So therefore, you have to free from attachment. Even though it is virtuous act of like feeling of the experiencing of the joyful state of mind, blissful state of mind, which is good. But then if you attach to it, if you hold on to it, then you're stuck there. As I mentioned a few days back, that when you experience something good, that's very good. But if you stuck there, if you attach to that, and you see, oh, this is very good, I must remain in this state of mind. Oh, and then you say, oh, maybe tomorrow will I be able to experience that state of mind, that experience also or not? So there's a worry already taking place. So at that very moment, your happiness is lost because you worried. And then agitation takes place, worriness takes place. This is how attachment really obstructs us from attainment of certain further level of realization. So that's why it says here, it means that rejecting the lower level, thus becoming free from the attachment. Okay, are the labels of, so there's one doubt that KHENPO wants to mention here and wants to clear us. Are the label of the infinite space, ayatana, and so forth are so called because their projection is space? Like in the 4 different ayatanas, we said like infinite space, infinite consciousness, infinite nothingness. Are these so called because their projections are space and consciousness and nothingness? So the answer is no. For the first 3, the infinite space, infinite consciousness, and nothingness, for the first 3, when one enters, different level, when one enters into the observations of the meditative concentration, they do project infinite space, infinite consciousness, nothingness, and so forth are projected in their mind. And that is why these stages are named accordingly, because the practitioner, they project everything as like space, everything's like consciousness, everything's like nothingness. So they do project this, but then when they get the realizations of attainment of this, then they don't. Later, so he says here, later when the observations has been fully actualized, they are not brought into mind. So when they really fully actualize the observations of mind, then these kind of projections are not in their mind. So they are very peaceful state of mind, very subtle level of mind, mental state of mind, mental state. The last one, which is known as no perception, not non-perception. Why it is called this? Here, the clarification of that. The last one is so named because there's very little perception. Because there's very, very tiny little perceptions. That is why it's very hard whether to call it perceptions or non-perception. That is why it is labeled as no perception, not non-perception. Although there is no clear perception, there is also not non. So therefore, it is labeled as it is. Generally, all 8 of these actual meditative concentrations are based on one-pointed virtuous mind. So this is very important. They are all, based on 10 virtues and one-pointed virtuous mind. No other thoughts are interrupting. That's why their preparations are very, very advanced and very constant. Okay, so this is the explanations of the karma, cause, and result of unshakable meditative concentration. So this is little hard to understand because we have not practiced meditation so that well. So once in the future, fortunately, if you're able to meditate on this, then you'll be able to understand more. You can experience yourself better than the theoretical understanding. Okay, but at least it is good to hear this. There are certain level of realization that one can apply, and one can free themselves from this great world of samsara. So there's a quote from the Precious Jewel Garland, which says, by the infinite meditative concentrations and the formlessness, one will experience the bliss of Brahma and so forth. Okay, so that's the concludes the second topic, that is the particular characteristic of different types of karma. Now the third is the ascription. So this is quite easy to understand. This third category, ascriptions of karma, means that you experience the results of karma you create. So that's why it's called actor. Actor will experience the results because he is the actor. He acted. So therefore, he will experience the result. Result will be written in the skandhas related to the actor, not to others. So if I create karma, Tashi will not experience that consequences or result. If I create karma, I'll experience the result. If Tashi creates the karma, he will experience the result. I cannot apply karma on his or her behalf. So that's why it's known as ascriptions of karma, or you own your karma, own karma. If that is not the case, then karma that was created could be wasted, or there could be a danger of facing a results that one has not created. So then that is very dangerous. You just simply staying there doing not involving in any non-virtuous act. Then suddenly you're experiencing all these difficulties and sufferings, and that's very dangerous. So it's not that way. You create karma, you will experience this. Otherwise, no. But sometimes, I have to make this clear, but sometimes there's also called collective karma. Like if you are in a group of some organization and your mentality, your target, your constitutions are same, then even though if you have not particularly created that karma, but because of that, belief in that kind of organization, so anyone creates something bad or good karma, you will also, because you are part of the team, you are in the team, right? Part of team, so you will also experience that consequences. So that's different case. So it's like when you sign an agreement paper of different organizations, so their will is the same. So you also agreed to apply their will. So once you apply in that kind of organization group, so anything other people do, the other members do, is also falls on you. For example, when your company face some problem, then you have to be also answerable, even though you did not do anything wrong, but some of the members in your company did. So you'll be also, since you are the in the committee member or exclusive committee member, you have to face the consequences as well. This is very visible. This is being practiced in our society. You'll be called into court and they'll be asked you will be questionable, and testimony will take place, and so on and so forth. So there are also this kind of karma, collective karma. Otherwise, particular individual karma, there's no that someone can do for you, or you cannot do on someone's behalf. Okay. And then the fourth point is the strict result. That means good karma, good result. Bad karma, bad results. Nothing else. So the fourth category means that one will experience happiness and suffering without mistake through the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karma respectively. One will experience happiness through the accumulations of virtue. One, by accumulating non-virtuous, one will experience the result of suffering. So very strict. No, you cannot make corruption. You cannot give any bribe to karma. So you involve, you will experience the result. So the quote from the Abhidharma says, what does strict result karma mean? One experiences the maturations of the karma one has created, and one strictly experiences the virtue and non-virtue of karma one has created. If you have created virtuous karma, you will strictly experience the happiness. Once, if you have created non-virtuous karma, you will definitely strictly experience the non-virtuous or the suffering as a result. And the fifth point is the increase from the small. That means some karma, some actions are very small, but they are small yet very powerful. Sometimes quantity doesn't count, quality counts. So even it's a single karma with a very powerful karma, then you will experience greater result, good or bad. Good small karma, great happiness result. Good small non-virtuous act, small non-virtuous act with a very powerful capacity will have greater experiencing of suffering. The fifth category means that the maturations of the big results from the small karma. For example, regarding non-virtuous deeds, it is said that one will experience a kalpa in the hell realm for each instance of negative thoughts. There's a quote engaging in the contact of Bodhisattva says, Buddha has said that whoever bears an evil thought against the benefactors such as the Bodhisattva, that's karma, will remain in the hell for so many eons as there were evil thoughts. So even those small evil negative thoughts, even it's very small, but to whom you are having this evil thought is a great Bodhisattva, and because of that reason you have to experience the suffering for many eons. Likewise, from the positive side, even a small virtuous actions will have great results that will ripen. There's the quote from the verses spoken intentionally. It says, even if one creates small merit, it would lead to the great happiness in next life. One will achieve a great benefit like prosperous harvest. So this is possible. Another different type of karma there as well. And finally, the sixth point, that is the inevitability of karma, unavoidable karma, inevitable karma, or is very certain to happen, until and unless if you have applied antidote to it. Otherwise, it will stay as a sleep mood, or it may lie on dormant for some time, but it will appear in the future as well. So that's why it says is that the sixth category, the inevitability of karma, means that unless the antidote to the karma appears, if you have done purification part, that's different story. Otherwise, the result will come without waste or loss, even though limitless karma have passed. Limitless karma has passed. It will still, become. It can still become reactive. Karma may lie dormant for a long time, but somehow when it meets with the proper conditions, the result will come out. Thus, one becomes afraid of the suffering of samsara and gains competence in the karma end result. So by that, one will have renunciations to the suffering of samsara, and then one really wants to liberate ourselves from the suffering of samsara, and then one really believe in karma, cause and effect, and then one really involved in creations of good karma, and one really involved in avoidance of the bad karma. So this is why it is useful to understand the karma, cause and effect. Otherwise, you don't really know, you're not aware of karma, cause and effect, and you're ignorant, and then you create lots of karma unintentionally. Even unintentionally, you're creating lots of bad karma, and it will cause consequences. And there's a quote, it says that one who turns back on the pleasure of samsara and abstains from non-virtuous deed, but who is interested only in his own peace, is called the mediator person. As it is said, one can cultivate the mind of mediator person. For an example, okay, so first, like someone practicing the Buddha Dharma, someone first enter into the gate of the Dharma, so that individual will not have the great heart like Bodhisattva. So that particular being will see the suffering of samsara, really renounce the suffering of samsara, and really want to liberate themselves from the suffering of samsara, and then they pay attention to the karma, cause and effect. They really value karma. They really take karma as a very serious matter, and then they involve in only virtuous act, and this is how they free themselves from samsara. These are known as the mediator person. And then if you are more advanced, then you can also see, you take yourself as an example, and then you also think of others, like just like me. All sentient beings also do not want to suffer. They also do not want to fall in some suffering of samsara again and again. So I have to teach them. I have to be responsible for them as well, because they are also suffering just like me. So you generate bodhicitta, loving kindness and compassion from there. So then you can become a superior person who's taking all these responsibilities. for the good cause, obviously for the good cause. Okay, so one last quote from the similar type of close contemplation says, "It is possible even the fire to become cold. It is possible even the wind be leashed by rope. It is possible even the sun and moon fall onto the ground. But the maturations of karma is infallible." So maturations of karma will not waste. So there are different examples here. As we all know that they are very certain they will take place. They give the result. And because of that reason, we have to be very careful what kind of act we are involving. We have to be mindful in every day of our life, and we have to, protect ourselves from the falling or creating of the non-virtuous or the negative act that is causing harm to yourself and your surroundings. Instead, you need to involve in the virtuous act, which is bring happiness to you and also to your family, to your society, and all sentient beings in a greater sense. Okay, so that is the 6th chapter dealing with the karma and result from the jewel ornament liberation, the wish fulfilling gems of the noble teachings. So we shall stop here. We have completed this chapter 6, karma and its result. So thank you very much, and we shall dedicate the merits by listening the Dharma and sharing the Dharma for the well-being of all sentient beings. So nam de tamje sigba nyen thomne nge ben da nam pamje ne ke ka na che bala thobai se ben so len do wan do warai sho. Take care.
Today, we do meditation and recite the mantra, then aspiration prayers. Therefore, first we start with taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. For that, you visualize that in front of you, the Guru is surrounded by Buddhas, Dhamma, Sanghas, Lama, Yidam, protect the calmness of them in front of you. With your devotion and faith, take refuge and generate bodhicitta. THAYE JINSO JIBE ZNAMGE DOLA YABENJE SANJE DOI BARARAI SEMJE NAMJE DEWA DAN DEWE JO DAN DEN BARARAI JUROINJE DUNGAI DAN DUNGAI JO DAN DEWA BARARAI JUROINJE DUNGAI MEBEN DEWA DAN BADAN MIEN JAI WARAI JUROIJE NIREN JAI DAN NIDAN DOVE DAN YAMAI CHENPO LA NEBRARAI JUROIJE SEMJEN DANJE DEWA DAN DEWE JO DAN DEN BRARAI JUROIJE DUNGAI DAN DUNGAI JO DAN DAI WARAI JUROIJE DUNGAI MEBEN DEWA DAN BADAN MIEN JAI WARAI JUROIJE NIREN JAI DAN NIDAN DOVE DAN YAMAI CHENPO LA NEBRARAI JUROIJE SEMJE DANJE DEWA DAN DEWE JO DAN DEN BRARAI JUROIJE DUNGA DAN DUNGAI GE JO DAN DAI WARAI JUROIJE DUNGA MEBE DEWA DAN BADAN MIEN JAI WARAI JUROIJE NIREN JAI DAN NIDAN DOVE DAN YAMAI CHENPO LA NEBRARAI JUROIJE. Now we meditate on four immeasurable, the immeasurable of love, immeasurable of compassion, the immeasurable of joy, immeasurable of equanimity. These four immeasurable, then we use another method to meditate that we call it Tonglen meditation. Tong means give, Len means take. And this meditation helps us to progress our loving kindness and compassion and joyful and equanimity. Therefore, now we do meditation. First, you are visualize that all the mother sentient beings are in front of you. They are all physically and mentally pain and sufferings. Now you're visualizing that we're taking all that their pain and suffering, and the cause of the pain and sufferings are ignorance, attachments, hatred, anger, dosata, cause of the sufferings. Now this meditation apply with your breathings. We breathe in, we're taking all that they are sick, pain and suffering and cause of the sufferings. When we breathe out, we give our happiness, virtues, merits, and cause of happiness. Okay, now you breathe in, that time you visualize that all the mother sentient beings, they are suffering. Cause of the suffering is come out from their body, form of black smoke. You breathe in together, you are breathing. Breathe in, go into your body, that at your heart level there is visualize small fire. That fire will burn off all the black smoke. And within there all the sentient beings are free from the suffering and the cause of the sufferings. Now you breathe out, that time you visualize that your merits, your virtues, your happiness, cause of happiness all come out with your breathing, form of a white smoke, they all dissolve into them. Then they all receive happiness and cause of happiness. Imagine they are all the time stay forever with the happiness and cause of happiness. Now we recite the mantras. When we recite the mantras, we must have visualization and concentration and devotion, faith to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and loving kindness, compassion towards the sentient beings. Then mantras are very powerful, and it is very helpful. If just reciting the mantra without visualization, without diffusion of faith, without good motivation, then it's not much benefit. Therefore, when we recite a mantra, it's very important that visualization and concentration is very important. Therefore, first we recite the Avalokiteshvara mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. For that, visualize. Visualize means you are transformed. You are in impure place and impure body, speech, mind is transformed into the pure land, pure body, pure mind, pure speech. Therefore, you visualize that your house is palace of pure land of Avalokiteshvara. Then yourself transform. This impure body is transformed into the pure body that Avalokiteshvara, forearm Avalokiteshvara. Then your impure speech transformed into the pure speech, that mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. The mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, is essence of all the Buddha's teachings, essence of all the dharmas. That your impure thoughts are now transformed into pure thoughts, the love and compassion. With this visualization, we recite the mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Recite 108 times. Now we recite long life Dharani. Therefore, you visualize that above your head, that Buddha Amitayu. That Buddha Amitayu is Sambhogakaya form of Buddha Amitabha. Now from your heart, the radiate light, this light go up and dissolve into the Buddha Amitayu's heart. That request Buddha Amitayu to give us the blessing and to purify all the obscuration for the longevities, that give us blessing, prolong our life. Then he, with his love and compassion that radiate light from his body, this light go to all over the place, make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Then he called this light, we collect all the body, speech, mind blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then also light, we collect the energy of universe, essence of all the 4 elements. All the positive energies all collect and all dissolve into his vase, that his 2 hands is meditation posture, that holding the long life vase. All the energy go into the long life vase, then all the energy are transformed into nectar. This nectar flow out from the long life vase. This nectar enters your crown and fill up your body. All the obscurations, obstacles of the sickness are purified. Then you imagine that you receive the blessings and all the energy of the universe and essence of the energies that increase your positive energies and prolong your life. The radiating light from your body to your body is full of the energy. With this visualization, you recite mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Pune Pune Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jnana Samvaropa Site Om Srava Samgara Parishuddhi Dharmate Gangana Samangate Sobhava Vishuddhi Mahanaya Parishuddhi Now we recite Medicine Buddha's mantra. That's long and short. We each one used to recite 7 times. For that, you visualize that from your heart, really light, this light go to the pure land of Medicine Buddha. This light dissolve in the Medicine Buddha's heart. The request Medicine Buddha to give us the blessings. Then Medicine Buddha is remember that he is true of great aspiration. Then nectar flow from his begging bowl. Then nectar go in through your crown and all the sentient beings' crown to purify all the sentient beings' sickness. And yes, of cause of sickness, or purify the nectar flood their bodies. Imagine they are receiving the Medicine Buddha's body, speech, mind, blessing, and free from the suffering and the cause of the sufferings. Om Namo Bhagavate Ekante Guru Bendro Yada Varajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Te Yata Om Bhagavate Now visualize that Parnashavari in front of you. That Parnashavari deity is one of the emanation of 21 Tara. Now visualize that nectar flow from her body, going into your crown in the body, and purify all your obscurations, all the sickness and cause of sickness, all the negative energies are purified. Om Pesha Che Pranashavare Sravasora Prashamani Suva. Om Pesha Che Pranashavare Sravasora Prashamani Suva. Om Pesha Che Pranashavare Sarvasora 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 Prashamani Suva. Now visualize the Dorji Namjum in front of you in the sky. The nectar flow from his body. This nectar go into your crown in the body. Purify all your obscurations, all the sickness, or the cause of the sickness, or the negative energies are purified. Nama Tenda Benza Brota Holo Holo Tita Tita Benda Benda Hana Hana Amme Te Hum Now you visualize in front of you the sky that Wesak deities. Then nectar flow from his body into your crown and body. To purify all the obscurations, your sickness, cause of the sickness. Of the negative energies, all purify. Om Bhurgo Maha Brahmanaye Bhuti Bhuti Vimale Uto Ma Krodha Humbe Om Bhurgo Maha Brahmanaye Bhuti Bhuti Vimale Uto Ma Krodha Humbe Om Bhurgo Now, we visualize that in front of you, in the sky, that 8 medicine Buddha and surrounded by 16 bodhisattvas and the countless of medicine deities with your faith that request them to give us the blessings and purify all the obscurations, heal all our sickness. Mahambekante Raja Samangate Soha Deyata Omoembekante Bekante Mahambekante Raja Samangate Soha Deyata Mahambekante Raja Samangate Soha. You recite this mantra 108 times. Keatom Bekante Bekante Mahambekante Raja Samangate. Keatom Bekante Bekante Mahambekante Raja Samangate Soha. Sanja samangate so senje ne ba jinye ba nyado ne le da ji jwe ne na ma le ba ta do jungwa me para re shu. The Mahasiddha Tangtung Gyalpo's aspiration prayers. When we do these prayers, at time you must think of the meaning of phrase. Jide kan so jo wa ma ji jidrai she me che be se ja ji ke je ji la le san ji be so zhe ne ge dong an jie nie ba ji de kan so zhong wa ra ma ju ji qi dai xian jie kai nan zi bai da ne ge mian zan de be da ji be nian jie bai da dai be ren so ge le jie ge la ne para ra ma ju ji ne be ge re don cha ji ju da lo bro ye jo sun ja du ju da xie jia zai xi ne lai so ba ye le jie gun lai ce wa ma ju ji le semen de wa ma le to je be jung xie chu be du nga ji ni ma le xie xie dan de de ba dang ce ren ne me de ji de ba ju LAMA kon cho son ge to je da kang zhe ji zhong su me ni tu da lian de lo wa me be de do ge wo wa mo lan da zhe zhu ba shu. Repeat page 4. Le da lo bro
Repeat again, page 4. Le dan la bara ye le jong bara ye den dan ne dan jong bo se wa so sem je ye me de we ne na ge ji de kan so Jidrai sheme chibe se jai keji ji lai li semender jibe soto nege donga ye ba jide kan so Chida Chinji Hai Na Je Bai Tran Nigi Mi Zan Te Bi Tai Ji Bi Ninji Bai Dan Tai Bi Rin Sui Gi Li Ji Gun La Ne Nebe gere ton ta je joy da LODRO ye joy suman jai joy joy da xie jia za xie ne lai so ba ye li jie gen lai ce wa ra ma ra re ji ru ji li sen de wa ma li to ji be zhong xie zhou be du ai ji nie ba ma li xie xin dan to de ba dan ce ri ne men de ji de ba ra ju LAMA con cho sumang ge do je da kan doi che zhong su me li do da len de lo wa me be de do ji mo wa mo la ma ta che do o para re so Yama ho mantra sanje na wa THAYE THAYE so jo go je den go dang yen do sen ba do je do na la sanje jang se ba me ko ji go de je ma ra pa do me ba yi Dewa jese jave singande tane jene asebe jromada kewa shenje brahma chebar dera jene mande shedo shoy dege dage melang tabadi chojo sanje jansen tamje Gime dobra jingi la so keya thai penza deya awai boda na yeso ha ai cho de jewa se ji boy chonyi do lai de rang ta ge de sang ge sa ba kun jo sam la che ba bo jala ve ten ba te jro che ge wa sen je ge la mo to ge san je to jro ro je ge za tam je je ta xin je lai min jro che ji ni da ne tho tho de che re ne me nyam do de se de sa jo non jo ji nam xie se be jro ma da de wa chen do ji jro ji che ne be me ha je de le de la san ji shu chang cho thong ne ji se do tu be do wa de pra re so Now do dedication, I dedicate this practice prayers by this merits all the sentient beings are free from the samsara, obtain enlightenment. Sanande ye thai jin se bani thome ye be ta na bani ke ga na je ba la ba to ba ye
Thank you.